Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
We're only going to be rocking for an hour today, but I definitely have a few things I want to let y'all know. And because y'all on this call today, I'm going to give y'all some sauce about what's about to happen in our amazing company, Auvoria Prime. In the next probably 36 hours, I'm going to go into detail about what's going on, just to let everybody get an update. I'm going to basically break down, and again, I hate like going in on the best parts in the beginning of the call because people be hopping on at 9:10, 9:05, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, gonna be asking me all the same questions again. So I want to give it a few minutes before I go into extreme detail. All right, what's up, Alan? That's my guy on the call, bro. That's damn near blood right there. That's my youngin. Excited to see y'all on, but I want to tell y'all all the details about what's going on. But first, let's talk chart work. So we had a red folder news event earlier today at 8:30. And again, it had a negative effect on the United States dollar. And something else I've been checking out too. Y'all know, like, I have my biggest days ever trading Forex, like trading GU and GJ and currency pairs. But I'm almost to the point where I'm like Jackie, to where it's just like, I'm not really taking no other trades except indice trades for like right now, and just because of just the rhythm that I have, the consistency that I have trading them, and just the pip count is just much more worth it. So I've been really falling in love with just the basic indice strategies and leveraging them, and then basically depending on your account size and stuff like that, you can trade Forex pairs until you're ready to go. But I've been really liking the indices, and today, or what I've been doing, is I've been going and looking at some pre-stock market data. And again, some stuff I learned from Michael Manuel, shout out to him. But learning how to understand, like you see here, you got your S&P, your 500, and your Dow futures. So it's basically like US 30, S&P 500, NASDAQ. And you're getting like a pre-market, basically meaning the market, the New York Stock Exchange opens at 9:30 Eastern Standard. So this is basically giving you, like, people trade in the pre-market time in the stock market, so you can get kind of like a hint on, potentially what can be happening during that day's session. And you see here that news was negative on the CNN, and then the CSNBC one was also down for your NASDAQ right here, which is down, and then for your S&P and your Dow, which are also down. So I'm like, all right. That is already just kind of like being like, okay, we might have either some selling pressure, or we'll decide if it's actually kind of like a sell going in our way. But it's just information to kind of have your mind to. And then we actually go look at the charts, and I'm going to break down basically just the full breakout strategy for all the pairs for the three indices that we trade. I got a lot of good feedback from people just having some clarity and understanding how to be able to do this. So we already had a lot of movement, so I wouldn't consider anything happening today basically a breakout, because we already have had massive movement. You want to see more of consolidation when leveraging the strategy, but it'll still work across the board. All right, so couple things for S&P. First off, everybody knows about our simple bag entries, bounce, arrow, go. That's strategy 1 and strategy 2. Strategy 2 is basically doing the same thing, your bounce, arrow, go, except on a higher time frame. Let me make sure. Can y'all hear me? Let me make sure I'm good. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. What's up, Sunita? I just see you in the chat too. Bet, Alfie, Tom, perfect. Daniel, love y'all. Y'all already know. Rod, that's my top 4 right there. And then Mac, bro, that's another one of my brothers right there, man. Mac, I love you to death, boy. So back to it. So strategy 1 and 2, y'all, like, I don't want to go over that in detail on these calls here, because I feel like everybody should be able to watch those videos in the back office. If not, there's a PDF that explains exactly how to use our bounce, arrow, go strategies. What I want to talk about today is strategy 3 and 4 again, because it's just proven again and again to be consistent. In my personal opinion on trading the strategy, it's just more so understanding actually how it works, how to consistently mark up your charts for the breakouts. Again, like I told somebody on the call, the last call I had, is that finding that time every day to where you're going to be like, this is my markup time or whatever is going to be super beneficial to how to doing this, because once you can get into a flow of just consistently marking up your zones every day, you're going to find these breakout patterns really, really, really easily. All right. So for S&P, we have two different kind of breakouts. One is the money zone breakout. Two is the Asia session breakout. Okay. And they're very different, even though we're looking for the same thing. So your money zone breakout is probably a little easier to identify, because all you got to do is literally hit your horizontal line up here and come over and put it at the top of the previous day's money zone. So this is all today information. We want to put our line at the top of the previous day's money zone, and then another one at the bottom. Okay. So that is identifying the high and the low of yesterday for a strategy for money zone breakout. All right. So now after we have those two identified, we want to go ahead and identify our high and the low of Asia session. Okay. So this is where things get a little confusing, because sometimes people don't necessarily understand this. So I want to say it slow so everybody's clear. All right. So Asia session. All right. Asia session. You guys know that the money zone ends at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when this stops right here, this is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the next 4 hours, from 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there is that's the back end of New York session. So New York session doesn't end until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. So Asia that's not technically Asia session yet, is my point, meaning that once this money zone ends, you still have to go out. And again, you want to look at the easiest way to do it is to look at your yesterday's money zone and your today's money zone and just go right in the middle. Basically, it's like, okay, everything before this point is still New York. This is all still New York. And then this over here starts our Asia session. Okay. So it's just like, you don't want to, and the reason that's important is because you don't want to come and, like, let's say we're identifying the high and the low of Asia session. This point up here is still New York session. That's not your Asia session channel. So you want to make sure that we actually have, and again, literally right here on the, almost right where this whole trend changes is basically your Asia session high. So it's like, you want to make sure that you're not drawing your high and your lows based off of data that was from New York session, and make sure it's from the Asia session data, because you're going to be much more successful doing so. All right. So if that makes sense, put a 3 in the chat. If understanding when to do your Asia breakout makes sense before I even draw our lines on here, because I'm literally trying my hardest to make sure that everybody understands this, because we want consistently profitable traders coming down the line. And you guys will understand more when I break down just how the new structure is going to be going for AP. I see Terrence, Adia, Tom, and Raj. That's 4 of y'all with a 3. There's almost 57 people on the call, so I hope I didn't go over nobody's head. With that, I will just draw the other lines. Martin dropped the 3 too. Appreciate you. I don't know why I can't see the chat when I'm on my chart. Where's the chat at? See. All right. Perfect. You just got a cellular. So let's draw our lines here for Asia session. So up here will be your high, because this is where the break happens. And again, if you want to, you can put your period separators on so it'll be a little clear. But for me, they kind of clock things up a little bit more. So that's the high of our Asia session, and our low. Asia session is over when London session begins. So your low, you see the lowest point from Asia session is literally right here before the money zone opened. Okay. So this is funky. And what you guys can do, something that I do as well, is that you can change the colors of your line. So you can make your 2 Asia session colors, another, like a different color. You can make your 2 ones for the money zone a different color. So strategy 3 is Asia session. Strategy 4 is money zone. You can change the color of your lines if you want to. I don't necessarily need to. I can pretty much see it and delineate. But if you want to make it easier to see, you can. And then another thing is that these lines are also, they're not just like a line, you know what I mean? Like, price doesn't react to just a specific point. They're more like 3 to 5 pip zones. So when we get into the smaller time frames and we're really looking at this, sometimes it's you fake yourself out by just having it being a line as opposed to a zone. I'm a more fan of trading on TradingView, because I think that the resources are better, but you can still identify it that way as well. So we identified these 4 zones, which is money zone high, money zone low, Asia session high, Asia session low. Now, Why I want people to get this is because there's no way, like I promise you, there's no way that all these trades that are going to come from trading this strategy are going to happen between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is when my call is. So I would rather that people, and again, I'm going to get into the details of what's about to be so dope with AIRO coming out, but it's going to be so much more valuable for you to understand how to do this confidently on your own than to expect these kind of easy setups to happen while we're on the call, if that makes sense. It's like, it's more likely than not that these setups will happen at other times than directly during this session. It's just that during this session, we have the 9:30 open. So a lot of times we can, there's potential entries that we can get just from that alone. So just wanted to explain that to everybody. Now, looking at S&P, if this was last night, and again, I don't trade London session. I be asleep. I got a son. I'm cooling. But I know a lot of y'all are up and awake during that time. Soon as, and you see here that you have, this is your low from the Asia session. High of Asia session, low of Asia session. When the money zone started and London session started and you see price break below this low and have a couple wicks here, that's your first entry. You could take that right there. As soon as you have a strong close over what that low is, now you're in the money zone. That is a potential trade that you can take right there to where, and again, anytime you're taking these breakouts, you have options to what you want to do with your stop loss. And this is why I tell people they're like, oh my God, Donta, AIRO has 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. It doesn't make sense. Stop it. Like, please stop it. You have the ability to control exactly where you want to put your stop loss at. So for me personally, you have 3 options. One, you can put it, and this one isn't too clear, but you can put it above the previous high that's coming across this zone. So let me zoom in again. So y'all see how you have a cut, and again, this is just super petty, but like usually you'll have a bigger wick than this one right here, and you can put your stop loss if you were to take this sell above the high of that last candle, but that's just too small in this scenario. I would have put it either above the moving average, which is option 2, which would have been 20 to 25 pip stop loss right here, or you put it above the previous zone. So usually you'll have a zone that's close, so you can put your stop loss above the zone and have that extra cushion. So you see here, you got 50 pips would have been your stop loss in this scenario. But price literally started running probably like 30, 45 minutes later, and this ended up being over 150 or 140 pip trade, even if you would have got out at, you know what I mean, at the first zone that you could have hopped in. So it's like, once price, and for me, if I'm trading the indices, I'm looking at, because this is why I love indices, because a lot of times they run, like they really do run, meaning that when they pick a direction that they're going, you could catch a lot of pips by just sliding your stop loss and letting it go. So if I was up trading this, you can have your stop loss and profit after you get to 20 pips and just trail it down until price reverses. So you have the ability to do that, but that would have been a clean selling opportunity. Now, I want to show you guys a mistake that I made yesterday while trading NAS 100. And I want to explain this because this can happen and just be super clean. So that would have been the best S&P trade that we see so far. One is your strategy your strategy 3 breakout to the south here right at the opening of London session. Easy stuff right there to be able to take. Now that we're in the middle of this session, and when I'll explain my mistake, this line has nothing to do with what's going on here. So this line, this is the strategy 4 money zone breakout line, is not related to what's going on here with the Asia session breakout line at all. Why? Because we're looking for, this broke the low of the Asia session. So we're looking for sales. This is the high of the previous day's money zone. So that is something we'll be looking for buys, not sells due to this breakout. So don't allow that to interfere with your decision making on what's going on. Let me switch to another chart. So is everybody clear on S&P? So right now, we're still under our Asia session zone. We have a mile away to get to our strategy 4 selling opportunity. So I'm not like, what I would look for with S&P is one of 2 things. One, either price to shoot up in this way, and if we get some wicks off of this line here for the south, and I would take another sell. And that will be my selling opportunity. But that's if it just drops, I wouldn't be looking to just jump in the sell from price just dropping down if it does. And if price goes and shoots above where we have here for our Asia session breakout, I'll take that. You could take the buy here in 2 scenarios. Your first scenario is this money zone strategy 4 line right here. So once you get a strong close over, you could potentially take that. But because we're already in a down trend, I will wait and I'll be more patient about it. But that will be your first potential opportunity here if you're comfortable with your risk management. But it's knowing that we're already seeing some downward pressure. It wouldn't shock me to get a wick off of this line here and to continue down. So that's what I'm looking for S&P 500. I wouldn't get into a buy as of right now. If somebody were to take that buy, I'm not mad at it. You see some pressure here off of this zone. So you get a strong close over yesterday's high. It could be your move, but it would not shock me to see wick action off of here and for price to continue down. That's S&P. Let me hop on NAS and US 30, and I will tell y'all some of the sauce. All right, so yeah, we missed out on NAS. Let me tell y'all my mistake too from yesterday, because this is a good example. Yesterday, I wake up, get that out of there. All right, basically, so this is yesterday. Boom. So yesterday, I wake up, come up, boom. I want to draw my my breakout zone. So this is my Asia session high, right? And again, this right here is a gap that happened in the market on Sunday night when the market's open. So you can see that Asia session is usually obviously right after that. So here's my Asia session high. Here's my Asia session low. And then high and low from the money zone. So this is your low to money zone. And this is my thought process yesterday. And this is the high of the money zone. Okay. So money zone high, money zone low, Asia session high, Asia session low. All right. So this is my bad. These are two trading opportunities I'm gonna show you here. Okay. So this is where price was at around this time yesterday. All right. So I'm like, all right, cool. What are we looking at? I checked the futures things telling me that we got some negative energy for the NAS. I'm like, okay, so we might be looking for a sell, but I don't know. Indices are bullish. I'd rather be buying. So here's what's crazy is that I hop on the chart, not much sleep, just kind of just rolled into it. And price closed strong above this line here. But what's crazy is that I was in such a rush to hop into a trade that I got into this buy. I made profit. Price came back down. What's interesting though is that this is the low of the Asia session. So it's like I was looking at this like this was the high of the Asia session or the high of the money zone, but I took the trade not realizing. I'm like, as soon as I zoomed out, when I realized that it wasn't the high of anything, it was the low. And then I went to you see here on the 5-minute, I saw this big wick down here. I'm like, whoa, this is actually a sell, and immediately changed my bias. And again, look here. So this is the 15-minute for NAS 100 yesterday. So price shot up. I actually made like 80 pips or something like that when that happened. And then price reversed immediately. Boom. And you see here, we have this wick. And right after I saw this wick and I realized that this was the low of our session yesterday, of the Asia session, I'm like, oh, I'm in there. Dropped the sell and I put my stop loss. Literally, I sold, I could read y'all the price, but I don't even feel like going to grab my phone. The entry was around this region, and then I put my stop loss. And again, this is NAS 100. So this is 250 pips. I had to put my stop loss just to make sure it was above the high of where that wick was. Now, within literally 3 minutes, it was already in 80 to 100 pips of profit. So I was able to just slide my stop loss up after I entered the trade. But my initial stop loss was 250 pips away. And once we had that breakout, boom, price is rolling, right? Rolling. I'm up almost 200-300 pips super quick. This could have been a potential second entry once price broke this. This was the low of yesterday's money zone. I didn't get back in, but this could have been another trading opportunity to hop in. I closed the trade at about 550 pips in this region. And I really should have just kept it open and let it roll, but I was comfortable with the 500 pip win and took that and was out. But again, those are trades that you can hang on to and be able to make extra money. Now, after the session, anytime that you see indices have a big streak down, realize the indices are based off the stock market. They're always going to go back up. So I didn't take these buys back up. I'm kind of mad at myself because the opportunity definitely lined itself up to take one of those trades up. But yesterday's call, and this was right at probably about 9:45 yesterday, that I got into this trade, and it was just a clean setup. But you see price shot up, fake me out, even though I made some money on the first one, and then shot down. That's kind of what I would like to see out of S&P 500 today. So that was my calls from yesterday, and just wanted to break that down. Let me look at the chat. We got about 10 minutes until the New York session open. My bad. I don't know why I can't see your message on here. You woke up, mate. I definitely did. Now you're good, Julian. What have I missed? Just breaking down some data and going over the strategy 3 and strategy 4 breakouts. I don't know why I can't see this at the same time. Okay, cool. For indices, Asia breakout, does there have to be a certain amount of pip difference before it's invalid? Yeah, so and again, you're not looking for a 50 pip difference on a bag entry, which is I think you're referring to here, anonymous. But no, for the breakouts, once it cracks my zone, I'm comfortable with the risk management and I'm taking it. Like you're expecting momentum to go in your way. So you don't want to get yourself up and overthinking. It's just more about being able to accurately identify your zones consistently, right? So let's see where we're at for Nas today. And again, most of these trades already happened. So I want the culture to be, and again, I want to talk about AP Social next because that's about to drop. But to be able to, like, let's say a breakout happens at 1 a.m. Like I want to be able to mention that in group chat and everybody know exactly what we're talking about. What time frame? I look at the 5 minute, Alex. I've been pretty much, I mean, if you've been on the whole call, we've been on the 5 minute the whole time, but sometimes the 15 minute makes it a little clearer. Well, US 100 be Nas 100. Yes, correct. And again, with different brokers, you guys, and that can be really annoying sometimes. But yeah, with the indices, you can, and again, because it doesn't matter what time frame, because like I can mark up the high and the low off of any time frame. The money zone doesn't change no matter what time frame that we're on. I can still mark the high and the low of the money zone regardless. So it's like your entries are what's more important, and for those, I'm on the 1 or the 5. So let's identify our high and our low yesterday for Nas 100. So this is our money zone high, money zone low. Your Asia session high is very similar. And this is all New York session, and the switch happens right here. So you're not going to be able to see this in the just because there's a resistance zone up there. And that is our Asia session high, our money zone high. And then again, this is a little funky because you see here that price didn't move much during Asia session yesterday, which is why this would have been a clean selling opportunity that some people could still be in. So last night, as soon as London session opened and price is under this low and you have a strong flow, you could take that. Like that's a sell opportunity once you have that identified all day, all night. Stop loss above your maybe moving average, or you can go above the zone. You got options, or you can just go with 100 pips from your breakout point. You have plenty of options there. But again, right now, there's nothing like this. It's already far out from where a potential trading opportunity would be. So I would rather, I wouldn't just take a sell in this scenario. If price comes and respects this low right here, I would potentially like it for a sell. But if it just falls off the cliff, it'll be a trade that I'm not in on the call. But anybody who was up during when this actually happened could have made the money off the same strategy, if that makes sense. You can mark on any time frame, Gloria, because it doesn't matter. The money zone high or low doesn't change based on your time frame that you're viewing it. It does not change at all. So you can mark up on any time frame of your high and your lows, and then enter on the 5 and the 1 minute. So that's Nas. Let me touch US 30 real quick. It does not look like, though, a trade is going to line up, but I have been wrong before. So I'm going to do this one a little quicker because we only got 5 minutes till the news drops, and I want to start telling y'all about what's about to happen tomorrow at 4 because it's important. It is important. So that's our money zone high that you see here, money zone low right here. A buying op could happen from this breakout here, maybe, but we shall see. I wouldn't be rushing to go hop in that. Let's do the money zone high. I'm sorry, the Asia session high. And again, tough to see through the red zones, but this is your Asia session low. And this should have been another selling opportunity like last night, right when the market opened or right when the London session switched over, would have been a great time for indices sales. What if you have an Asia breakout or money zone breakout, but a zone is right there? I already answered that, Josh. Again, I'm not, bro. When I'm trading breakouts, I don't care about what the zones are doing. Honestly. You get a breakout, the zones will disappear and reappear. Can you take a sell/buy? I'm not sure what that means. Can you take a sell/buy? Yeah, for strategy 3 and 4. And again, if you're fine, you're going to find yourself in much less trading opportunities if you only take strategy 3s and 4s with the trend. Your winning percentage might be slightly higher, but I haven't seen it be like ridiculously. My winning percentage hasn't changed too much from not worrying about the overall direction of the trend when trading the indices for the breakouts. That's the thing. For indices, because of the volatility and the pip count, how quick it moves, it is not as relevant as a forex pair, to where if you're looking to take a strategy 3 or 4 with those zones there, those zones mean a lot more. So because I'm referring to indices, it does not matter as much. If you have like let's say this zone right here, if price, like if this money zone high gets broken, I'm taking like, you know what I'm saying? Like the zone there is not affecting my decision or not to take that. In the chat. All right, everybody, cool being. So it doesn't look like, maybe US 30 probably has the best setup. And again, I favor NAS 100 and S&P 500 on this call because I think that most people's account sizes are better fit for it, and I believe that they flow a little bit easier to read than US 30 does. So all right, let me get some big news about what's going on. So tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all want to make sure that y'all are free and available. We are going to have our AP Social launch. So AP Social, AP Live are going to launch tomorrow at 4 p.m., which is a big deal for anybody who was in Orlando, or you guys know what that really means or what's encompassed in the whole package. So the official version of AP Social will be out tomorrow, meaning that we won't be after it's released, we'll be able to host our calls finally on our own private platform here through AP Social. There's going to be a lot of cool features and cool updates that come out with that. I will let y'all know, like I did prior, we have some cool updates and some changes, not changes, but some add-ons that are going to be coming a part of the AIRO platform very soon. So just keep your eyes and your ears open for AIRO 5.0. You should see some marketing material for that coming out very soon, and that's just some added pieces to the puzzle that we want to drop and release to help everybody be able to be profitable in the market. So we got a lot coming, and again, I'll wait till after this news to see what happens, and I'll tell you guys some more detail what's going on. Yeah, dollar's climbing. GU's falling. Those are good questions. All right, so we're about 1 minute out from the open. Let's see what happens. It might just be some consolidation. I don't know. I'm hoping that price doesn't just drop though, because we would have already we're not going to get like a clean entry like I did yesterday, where you see wicks around that zone, you see price already starting to melt. And this is why that the zones don't mean as much when you're trading the breakouts, because they can be broken very easily, like we just watched here with S&P. And again, if you were already in that sell because of the breakout last night, you'd be eating. But I don't trade at night, so it's like I don't catch any of these moves at night. I wish sometimes I do, but it's not. I'm just comfortable with my lifestyle that comes with how I trade. That's why I'm like focusing on teaching, so that way you guys can see some of these opportunities all day and night. AIRO 5.0 is going to be insane though. Cannot wait. So y'all see that. All right. Market just opened. Let's see what we get. This is the 30. And again, all I trade is the indices. I've been keeping my eye on Ripple though, just because that's my baby. But indices, my 2 G pairs. Let's see what we got. You see all indices are pointing down right now, and it's looking like they're just gonna melt. So it's what just hop in. You might get a bag strat. Again, Nas is starting to approach our money zone low of yesterday, but it's still just a little too far away. I would have rather like this entry, imagine being in up top up here when this trade actually first broke, and you're just holding and maintaining that order, as opposed to chasing it and getting in. That's one thing I don't like. I got out of the habit of chasing trades. I accepted that every time I get on a call or look at the chart, doesn't mean a perfect trade setup is going to happen, and really taking the setups that just are clean and make the most sense. But like I saw on the pre-market data that I showed you, all the market data was looking negative for the indices. So it's like these things might just tank for today, and then we could find some buy opportunities maybe tomorrow. But it's really the clarity and the understanding that I want everybody to have. But these things are tanking, and again, if you look at those pre-market websites I showed you, give out a lot of, I mean, it's just telling you like it's just telling you a negative percentage for these indices here is showing you basically what's going to happen in the market as it's happening. And again, if you watch these numbers, you can see. So it's like as these numbers get higher in the negative, the indices that we're trading will continue to drop. If these numbers continue to get high, we'll see. But a lot of stuff going on with in the world, obviously Afghanistan, stuff like that. So it affects. It does. Questions though, drop your questions in the chat. What's going on? If you got any questions about AP Social and how that's going to look or what that's going to look like, let me know. Again, also too, let me break this down to y'all, so everybody's got just the full clarity of what's going on. All right, so Auvoria Prime is launching. We'll have other trade rooms that are available as well starting tomorrow. And basically how this whole thing worked, like me and Nate kind of worked out a really, really good deal with the company. I believe that makes it very beneficial for all parties included. So when AIRO first came to our platform in November, that Nate basically was under contract to just for the software, meaning that just the product, the indicator AIRO, and then he hosts that one call that he did last night every week, the developer insights call. And basically that was the entirety of the AIRO package, meaning that was it. So it's like if you bought AIRO for whatever price the company was selling it, you would get the indicator, you would get Nate's one call a week of going over the basics, and then you would get the strategies in the back office, and that would be it. Once I started using AIRO, I kind of fell in love with it, and I just started trading live for the team and telling people to hop on my calls, and started trading with people and stuff like that. And people really, really liked it. But I don't have the time to, or I didn't have the time to be able to do that every day for people. Especially for free. And you got to realize that like I'm in full aware. I mean, all of us are full aware of how important time is, how important the things that we're actually doing with our time. Like those things are so important to me that I'm like, this is clearly a need that the company has of needing live educators to be on and teach people how to do this and do it live with them. But at the same time, we got to figure out a solution that is mutually beneficial for all parties included. So what we figured out, and again, let's see. S&P is looking like it's giving us a fake to the south. Let's see. Again, this is our high of yesterday. So it's like if we get a strong a close over, I would take this buy if we get some bullish activity up there. But let's see. I'm not really trying to force it. But like I was saying, so now basically we have the invention or the coming out party of the AP trade rooms, and now there's going to be other educators and people on who basically you'll be able to pay and plug in and hear and trade with them live and use whatever products or whatever they're using to help them become profitable or whatever strategy they're using. Other people are going to have their trade rooms, and that's going to cost you a bronze pass. So let's say, for example, y'all wanted to join the Hawkeyes group, and they got a nice setup of what they got going on. So let's say you guys wanted to, like, you guys didn't know anything about Auvoria Prime, and you wanted to join with Hawkeye. You would pay basically the same as a bronze pass and just have access to their live calls and their schedule and whatever it is that they're doing. And that would be what you're paying for. They're all their classes and how they're teaching or whatever. And that would be what you get out of the product, but not, and that's not an indicator or anything like that, just the live trade room calls. So we have that piece that would cost you just a bronze pass. We already have AIRO, which is the indicator that comes along with this. So like how we basically worked it out is that as opposed to having people, what we didn't want to happen is for people to have to pay for AIRO independently and pay that basically bronze pass, and then have another bronze pass to have to pay for the trade rooms. So it's like we wanted to figure out a way that made sense for all parties included to be able to to win. So basically, we have a discount set for everybody using AIRO, so that way you don't have to pay a silver subscription to be able to use the indicator and get on the trade rooms. We're actually going to have, I don't know what we're going to name it, but it's called a half pass, basically, meaning that it'll be an extra $50 on top of your bronze subscription to have access fully to our trade rooms and the indicator. So basically, it's a discount that we worked out with the company. And it looks like we're getting that push. This looks good, potentially, if we can get a close above. Here on S&P, I like the S&P one. I probably stay away from the 30 and Nas. But let's see, even Nas's money zone high is so far away that it's not as valuable. It's just a bop away. So I was like, I'm just gonna chill, not force it, and we'll see what's up. But does that make sense for everybody? So it's like basically the company was going to release it to where everybody had to have a silver pass to use both, meaning that either somebody could just have the indicator for AIRO and not have any trade room access, or they could have trade room access and not any access to AIRO. And we're just like, that doesn't make any sense. We want people to have both. So we worked out a dope deal that I think that works out for everybody to basically get 2 products for the price of like basically 1.5. So you're going to get, and I'm going to explain all of that on tomorrow's call. Oh, snap, I see the chat blowing up. Yeah, it counts as 1.5 passes, Brittany. So it's like basically it'll be 1.5 of volume in your back office as opposed to 1 for somebody who's using AIRO. Great question. So yeah, for all the affiliates, for people who have AIRO in your business, they're going to count as 1.5 passes as opposed to just 1. Now with that setup. So it'll be an extra $50, but you're getting all the value plays. And again, I literally am under contract. I cannot tell y'all no details about AIRO 5.0. All I can tell you is it's a fact that is definitely happening and that it should be out in the next couple of weeks along with that. So it's like you're paying the extra 50 for the trade rooms, then the educators, and then we got some more secret sauce that's coming out, a part of the AIRO package as well. That'll make it, like, my goal is to make it easy for people. So it's like, now that we have a platform with AP Social that we can message and directly reach out to all of our customers, it'll be a lot, the communication is going to be a lot better, that it's going to be easier. And then imagine everybody who trades with cash, like cash has been trading with a freaking 15-second delay now for the last 2 months. He's trading binary. Like, he can't trade with a delay. So it's like, I believe that everybody's experience is just going to be completely changed once AP Social releases tomorrow at 4. Questions, comments, concerns about AP Social, how it's going to work, how it's going to look. It's pretty insane. But tomorrow at 4, you want to make sure that everybody is present on that call. And again, this is just choppy market stuff right now. It's just like, I'm good for now. For now, we gonna play it out and let's see. Questions, comments, concerns. You don't have to pay more, Alex. You can pay what you're paying currently. You're just not going to get any access to the educators directly, and we'll just have AIRO. So it's like, for those who don't want to upgrade, you can just pay what you're paying now. You just won't have the live sessions and some of the other sauce that we're going to be dropping as well. But yes. Can you check out Ethereum? Again, somebody says, so extra 50, do we get more live sessions? You got to realize there would be no live, like, none of us have gotten paid for any of these sessions. So I don't get paid to do this. Neither does Cash, neither does Jackie. This has all been free off the fact that we love our community and like we want people to win with AIRO. But so somebody asking the question, the 50 extra, do you get more live sessions? Every live session that had already happened that you were on, you got for free. Like that, and that's if you think about it and understand how that works, that then this whole process will make a lot more sense to you. But some people feel like the AIRO came with live sessions. It didn't. We chose to do them because we see people winning more when we're on live trades. Exactly. But Raj, you know how people are. Let's go. I got XRP up here, but I'll go check out Ethereum. Where is XRP? What price is XRP at right now? Let me see what's going on. I ain't no financial advisor, but I've been holding XRP for almost years at this point. I think so. Was it 2019? Yeah, sheesh. It's been multiple years. Wow. But let's go see what's up with Ethereum. And yeah, we also will be bringing on a Spanish educator as well, and some other pieces of the puzzle that so we can help grow and expand this thing much bigger than where we are right now. So we want to reach people in different areas that may not speak the same language as us and things like that. So we're going through the process of training and bringing on other educators and stuff as well. But I can't wait for y'all to see the when y'all see the platform tomorrow, you'll be like, whoa, like it's definitely an eye opener across the board. All right, on Ethereum, you definitely got a 1 hour bag strat right here. So you see you have this is probably, you might have already been in this trade. I forget who even sent that message, but you definitely have a bounce AIRO go here on the H1. It's just because it's the H1, you got to have a big stop, like at least a bigger than normal stop loss. So you have that just some room. And for me personally, when I'm trading, and I wouldn't just hop in this trade right now, I don't really trade like day in and day out the cryptos too much. Like I play around a little bit here and there, but it's not like a part of my trading plan. But when trading them, you gotta give yourself some room. Whoa. Knowledge we get. Yeah, no, I appreciate you, Raj. Brittany bought XRP in 2017. Let me hold $1. Like, let me get $1. Yeah, and you want everybody, the other stuff comes out on we'll release it all tomorrow, but you won't be able to pay or anything like that until the weekend. So all that'll happen on Saturday, but you'll have access to it tomorrow. So for Ethereum though, I forget who asked the question. I would have, if you trade cryptos like that, I would have hopped in this buy, and you got two options. Again, you can put your stop loss below the moving average, you can put it below your previous low, or you can put it below your zone. Like that is that's basically a rule that you can have for across the board in your trading. Okay, cool. A more aggressive approach would be to have your stop loss below the moving average. A little more conservative than that would be your low, and then even more conservative than that would be the previous zone. But if you understand that, now you can decide how much you want to, one, put your lot size for your trade, or two, have your target areas as well. But I don't really trade cryptos like that though, so I'm not looking. I've seen people take a lot of bounce AIRO goes, but it's also based on the market being overall bullish. Like last weekend, people were making, again, no income claims. I saw screenshots of people doing 20,000, 30,000 pips on 500, you know what I'm saying? On like $500 accounts that are like just the numbers were crazy. But again, we had a big bull run in crypto, and people were just, I mean, they doing what they're supposed to be doing. You see a clean entry and you know there's volatility in the market. Like I ain't mad at you. Handle your business. Seeing a little push here for Nas, and you see you got 3 wicks here on the 5 minute. That's another thing too. Getting comfortable viewing and knowing price action is just like some of the best, like the candlestick Bible, and understanding what price action means, and just it will assist your trading so much. Like right here, you see 3 wicks to the downside, 1 wick, 2 wicks, 3 wicks. What do wicks tell you about what's going on? It tells you that there's pressure in this region in the opposite direction. So when I see wicks, especially usually on the higher time frame, that's why I told y'all for this Nas sell yesterday, when I saw this wick here off of the zone that I already had highlighted, I'm like, bet, like that's a go. Like I'm in there. Boom. Even right here on the 15-minute, you see Nas, massive wick down. So this is like that amount of bullish pressure is showing that it looks like it wants to go up. Again, I wouldn't just hop in because of that, but it adds confidence to my bias or what's going on by understanding just what the actual price of what's going on means. And you can't get that kind of stuff immediately, but just over time, as you start to understand price action and just candles and stuff like that, like it'll change your life. Q&A's bussing. All right. Expecting it to hit the 33. Yeah, that'd be a nice trade, Crystal. Run that bag up. When is the payment coming? That'll be on Saturday. So on Saturday, you'll have the option to pay the extra 49. Again, nobody has to. It just doesn't come. If you keep AIRO like you already have it, you just won't get access to the live calls and some of the newer stuff that we're going to be doing. But you will still keep the indicator and all that. It's just for those who, see the value, upgrade. And I see y'all on the next week. I'll see y'all next week. Everything will move to AP Social. Correct. Again, we're not going to destroy the Telegrams though in the beginning. So it's like we want to move off of Telegram, but we don't want to do that immediately. So it's just like it'll be a transition process. You know what I mean? So everything's not going to just happen, but it'll be a nice transition of how we're going to roll it all out. But you will have full access to AP Social tomorrow after the call at 4. And again, I advise you hop on because they're going to explain just how to work everything. Anytime something's new, people are going to be oh my God, this is broke or this doesn't work, or you know what I mean? This is how people work. So we want to make sure we have as much clarity as possible. Everybody is trained on how to actually use all the things, because it's not just like one thing. Like there's a whole like marketing thing. Like it's a lot that comes a part of the pack. Anybody who was in Orlando or y'all watched Orlando live, y'all saw the oh yeah, I forgot, I didn't even bring this up. The 7-day free passes about to drop too. So everybody who's an affiliate, you also are going to get tomorrow at 4 after the call, you're going to get 10 free passes that you can give out to anybody to have access to the trade rooms. So basically you can, like, anybody will have, you know what I mean, 7-day free access to come and trade with us the following week. Which again, just value wise is just like ridiculous. And again, that will be for all trade rooms. So they're gonna see the other trade rooms it is that we have. If you guys know anybody who has their own trade rooms or develops products or anything like that, like AP is where it's at. You want to get them on board in AP, and you can message me directly, and I'll show you how to put an application in for them and all that. But AP's lit, and we're gonna really, really grow this thing, and I'm just excited about what that means for the future for just for a lot of the people involved. Boom, chat answer. I don't know why I have to leave my screen to go to the chat. I see Nas, Alex. I'm looking at it. It didn't crack anything I'm looking for though. So it's like, I do see, if you wanted to enter just off some price action, and people do that. I'm not going to do that on this call because it's subjective. I want to stay to as much objective information as possible, meaning like, okay, bet price close under our zone. Like that's a sell, like not, okay, we don't, like, you know what I mean, 3 weeks off of this area. I wouldn't call a trade out off of that. It's just a fact that that's what's happening. And if we see price shoot up, it would be just some better trades down the line. But I wouldn't just take that off of the price action in a teaching or coaching format, Alex, but just on some like reality, looking at the trade. If you're comfortable with your risk, take it, put your stop loss below the low and see what happens. And the fact that none of the other indices are even really showing us like that, like you see here, even with S&P, you got a wick down here, but it just looks a little like I would want to see a break up here prior to me taking a buy. 4 p.m. New York time. Yes, Raj. He said market mergers ran XRP up. Y'all went crazy. Market mergers went crazy. I was seeing numbers. I'm talking about like people with just not much experience, not like a crazy amount of capital in their trading accounts. And I'm looking at these screenshots. I'm like, I literally had to get out of bed. I'm like, what the hell is going on with XRP? I'm like, I had to hop right on the chart. And then I got in, I traded XRP this past weekend, and my first entry wasn't until like $1.08. Folks was already in at like 75, 80 cents, running it up. I'm like, wow. And even my entries went up crazy when price went up to $1.30. And I was just like, the power of just the confidence that AIRO gives people is insane. Insane. But yeah, this is just you see the wick starting to form here for US30. And again, when you see this, you might end up getting a green zone in this region too. That'll be nice. Get a nice little green zone that pops up, and then potentially a bag entry. If you go to the 1 minute, it might already be a zone there. Yeah, like you see here. And that's what I would tell people, like the zones get created and formed real time. So it's like as price stalls out, and then obviously when it stalls out, it's showing you there's support there. It takes a few candles for AIRO to recognize it, and then AIRO puts the support there, and then you'd be looking for a trade potentially in the other way. I would not take that off the 1 minute though. I'm only entering off the 1 minute for the breakouts. That's it. Other than that, I'm looking for the fives. Look at this though. These wicks are there though, and you see that. That's real stuff. Shoot y'all questions though. Let me know if I got any questions, anything that we can make clearer. Again, I'm trying to be just as clear as possible with the breakout strat, because like some people have already kind of like they're understanding the bounce arrow goes, but some are having difficulty. So we want to make our concrete strategies just like get everybody super secure on them. So that way, like, oh, does arrow work? If that's a question for anybody, you're like, yeah, it works. I know, you know what I mean? I take these. And again, these AIRO is an indicator / trading system. So it's like, it doesn't do it for you. It just brings you about as close you can to the pie. Let me see, 4 p.m. AP Social. Hello, can you explain how to leverage? Yeah, what's up, Ida? How you feeling? And shout out to the Exilian group that's out there in Italy. Those guys, they're amazing. I love that team. I wish I would have saw y'all in Orlando. So for red folder news, I wouldn't necessarily say I leverage it. I'm just more aware of it, like knowing, okay, like even today, as soon as I see a red folder at 8:30, I'm like, we might not get a trade on our call today, because our call is from 9 to 10. So a lot of times, sometimes you'll have big spikes in the market from news. I don't leverage it though, because we don't determine if the news is even going to do anything. It's more of like an awareness thing of knowing that news is at this time. So I want to go check price at check my charts or stuff around those times. But it's difficult. Like I know for the swing traders, if you're swing trading, you're holding trades for a day, 2 days, 3 days, then you can, I mean, that's not even swing. That's really intraday. Swing is probably like a week plus. But if you're holding trades for more than 24, 48 hours, like you're going to bump into some news. So it's like news isn't necessarily a bad thing. I feel like a lot of people look at it and get scared. News moves the market. We need market volatility for us to do what we're trying to do. So it's not a bad thing. It's just more of like an awareness thing. So I don't trade news. I don't go to my chart and try to make money when I see a red folder. It's just more of an awareness thing of, okay, well, something's going to happen with the dollar, which is more than likely going to be good for us based on our trading plan. So I don't put like when I first started trading, we used to put a lot of emphasis on news, and you know what I mean? And it was never but we were pretty basically like scared of it, you know what I mean? Like closing all of our trades around news and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just like, bro, we need news to move the market. That's just a fact. You see S&P starting to go back down. You see Nas already had a turn. This is why it's like the green zone wasn't even there to make it valid yet. Just waiting. It doesn't look like going to catch nothing though. Let's talk about these strategy 3s and 4s for the Forex pairs too. These strat 3s and 4s, they work on the Forex pairs, especially the GBP pairs, because the GBP pairs can run. So we got 8 minutes left. Y'all want to ask me any questions for what I know about AP Social, any of that? That's cool. You're going to find out some more details about AIRO 5.0 very soon. So that is also exciting news. Please don't bother Nate though. He messaged me the other day. He's like, man, why the hell are you telling about AIRO 5.0? I got 10 people DM me. I'm like, it's all good, man. I want to get the people excited. It's happening. So let's just look at GU here. This is my high and my low of the money zone that you see here. So this is your low of the money zone. So, and again, right as soon as London session started, look at this. This is beautiful. So you see price break, and I'm sure everybody's heard the term break and retest. So it's like you see price break the low here and then come up and retest it right during London session. That's a sell 100 out of 100 times. You see the break. Even if you wanted to trade this break, it's not new. And when you're trading the Forex pairs, you want to only trade them during the money zone when you're actually going to have the volatility you need, as opposed to the indices, which you can take a trade for a breakout pretty much any direction. Any time, because of the pit count that you're going to be able to get out of it. So if you wanted to take this trade here from the rip, you would have wanted to wait until London session. But if you hopped in here, you would have been in profit, right back at entry, and then the big drop happens. But it's like that is a trade you could have taken just straight off of price action around this key area that we identify here as our money zone low. And you also had a second opportunity to take the trade because this is your strategy 3 low. So this is your Asia session low. Asia session is from right here to high to the low. So it's like if you didn't take that first breakout, as soon as you see this, boom, price come and break out over this line here, you could take this one as well. Or you could re-enter from the time you were in from the, like, you know what I mean? If you were already in a pair, this is a re-entry opportunity for you to take, for you to double it up. And you see here, you could have had your stop loss either above the moving average. And again, you could literally have it above your previous zones, which is about 22, 23 pips. Now, in all of our PDFs and our teaching on a strategy, we teach people, hey, 40 pip stop loss, 20 pip take profit. But understand that is for beginners, people who are new to trading, people who don't have much experience. We want them to win as many trades as possible and to not have to think too hard about making decisions. So somebody's first 90 days in trading, they might not be able to make a call on, well, which one should I put my stop, moving average, previous high, like that. Those terms might not have sank in already. So it's just easier to go with the 20 to 40. But for y'all who are more experienced, like you you know what I mean? Take advantage of how you could really be using this thing as your personal trading system, because the main complaint I hear from people with AIRO is the risk to reward. And I'm like, bro, why are you? It's not an EA, bro. Like you're choosing what you want your stop loss and your entry to be at. So it's like I don't understand how like the responsibility that goes directly on, oh yeah, well, AIRO's risk to reward when trading is personal. And I've never used 40 pip stop loss, 20 pip TP, leveraging AIRO from the first day I had it when Nate told me that was the rules. I'm like, yeah, I don't trade like that. Like I leverage it like X, Y, and Z, and we figured out better systems that are going to work, but don't allow something like that to get you to miss out on this money. You check the chat. Would there be? No, there's not going to be a price increase with AIRO 5.0. This is just once this is out, this is done. How long does it take? Again, every trade, I don't enter a trade just because an arrow pops up. I can't pronounce your name, so I'm not going to butcher you like that. But I definitely see your message, and you just want to make sure that you go through. And again, this is why, like, so if you're beginning and this is your first like month using Arrow, then you want to just follow. Like, literally, we have an entire PDF that explains the rules for Arrow. I think I have it right here. Yep, it's right. Oh, thank the Lord. Look at this. So I got the PDF right here. And again, I'll drop this in the chat if y'all need it for anybody who's never seen it. These are the basic understanding of the rules, like the basic understanding of the rules. And you want to follow this. If you haven't seen this before, just message me on Telegram and I'll make sure I send it to you. But you want to follow this in your first month to a T and then start to expand, or, take the trades that the educator takes after. I got you, Britt. But yeah, this is a full breakdown. Again, these are the basics though. So it's like sometimes people are like, you see recommended stop loss and TP, 10 pips or 40 pips stop. It's not to say that, yes, this is a 2-to-1 ratio against you, like meaning that you could potentially lose twice as much as you can win per trade. But the thing that people forget is that with your stop loss this big, you're going to win way more trades than you're going to lose. And then as you get better, I will teach you personally. And again, Nate will do the same thing, how to like trade, which like to where your stop loss doesn't have to be at 40. You can get that to maybe a 20 to 25 range for these trades and make your risk reward even better, and be able to have that value. So I dropped the link in this chat. I will drop Arrow back chat. You want to make sure that you're in there. And again, I focus on strategies 1 through 4. Those are the bread and butter. That's literally basically all I've been trading with now. And I've learned 100 different strategies in my 5-year career trading. And just these 4 are just simplest, easiest. I'm in and out of the chart and I'm going to do something else. Questions, comments, concerns. Got 2 minutes left. See what's up in these charts. All right. Yeah, indices still one day dropping. We're gonna see. All right. I'm in the chat though. Anybody have any last questions before we wrap today's call up? Okay, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have an official launch webinar for AP Social / AP Live. And you definitely want to hop on and learn how all of that process works, what everything's going to look like. There's literally like the main things that we were excited about at the Orlando event are coming basically to fruition tomorrow at 4. With that, everybody will also get 10 7-day free passes that you can give out to people for them to come try out the trade rooms for free. So it's like they can come see how this all works for free. I promise I'm gonna keep it super simple on all my trading calls as well, so somebody who may not even have that much experience can understand and at least know that, all right, I want to do this for sure. I want to get involved in this for sure. And yeah, so that's going down tomorrow at 4. The more people that you have on there, the better. Plug folks in. I promise we're gonna do what we can. If you guys got any suggestions or things that you think that that will be added values, just message me on Telegram, let me know. And she said, where's the link? I don't even have a link yet, but it should be dropping. Like, we should get that news and that flyer within the next couple hours for the call tomorrow. I want to see 300 to 500 people on this call tomorrow. Like, let's go hard with the promotion. Let's let people know about this. This is going to make trading, especially manual trading, a lot sexier, a lot cooler. No more lags in the streams, no more Zoom calls, none of that. So we are going to crush this, and we need y'all participation to get people on this call tomorrow. Much love. I hope that y'all have an amazing Tuesday. Let's go ahead and crush the day.